Hi guys, it's Talisha and today I am going to be filming a pretty exciting vlog for you today. Restrictions are starting to ease in Australia, which means we are now allowed to travel more. Okay, I am off to get Bambi now. I've got some lucerne to give Jep, so it'll hopefully distract her and she won't carry on when I take Bambi away. Who knows though? I guess we'll find out if it works. Jep has got her hay. Bambi is not impressed that she is not getting any hay. You've got some over there. I've got a hay bag ready for you. Don't stress. So hopefully Jep will be happy and won't carry on. Bambi's ready. Ignore the watermarks. I just wiped all the dust off her. Already. She's eating all the hay off the ground. Bambi is on the float and we are ready. She got on easier than I thought, which is really nice. She walked pretty much straight on, just stopped at the ramp and then walked on. I am going to meet Kyle there and then he will film. We are here. Hi, Kyle is here. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I figured I would do a voiceover from my ride. Now the first thing I focused on was keeping a slow, steady pace with her trot. I unfortunately didn't get the warm-up of my ride filmed, which was of her just powering through. As soon as she gets onto an arena, because she's used to riding in my paddock, which is not level and is just hills and yeah, she doesn't power through as much, so when she gets onto a flat level surface like an arena, she just powers on, and her trot's beautiful and all, but it's just not what we want. So I did some serpentines, as this really helps soften her back as well as slow her down. So I'm aiming to have still a nice powerful trot but at a slower pace. So the first thing I was focusing on is not worrying about the power and how pretty it looks, but just focusing on having her steady instead of just length and trotting around the whole arena. So the serpentines also help her relax through her body and soften through her back and neck, because as you could see in the clips before, she was a bit tense and not very soft through her back. As we go through the serpentines, you can see her soften and get more accepting through her back and just kind of relax into the environment a bit more, as she is still obviously a young horse, so new places can be a bit scary because she hasn't been here that often. So now you can see she's a lot softer and her pace is a lot better. She's really steady. So I then go on to leg yields. The main thing I'm focusing on with the leg yields is to keep her neck straight, as well as try and keep my hands as still as possible so she is not fiddling around with her head. You will see her fiddling around with her head quite a bit. That is just simply because she's a young horse and is still very, very weak, and is just finding her strength in the connection and inner frame. That leg yield was really nice. Now we go on to shoulder ins. She's coming along so well with her shoulder ins. I really just need to focus on my position and where my weight is in the saddle, as if it's not perfect, she comes straight off the track, because she's very, very reactive, which is awesome, and it makes me have to work harder to make sure my position's perfect and my seat is correct. So she's coming along really well with these. Her head's starting to get a bit more steady, but it's just a lot of strength that she needs to develop to get that steady contact. So now we have another shoulder in on this side, and it's coming along better each time we do one, which is really nice to see. That angle is nice. And yeah, so I think I'm about to do another shoulder in. Yes. No. I don't know, that was just a little trot clip. Anyway, now we go into canter. This is her good side transition wise. You'll see she doesn't have many issues, if any at all, getting her transitions on this side. But what I'm focusing on here is similar to the trot, just trying to slow her canter down, and rather than just, running forward, I'm trying to just sit her back on her hindquarters more and get a bit more of air time rather than forward time. As you can see, I'm trying to do a 10-meter circle, and I didn't ride her forward enough there, so she fell out of canter. and then I come around again and I do it again, and she does it a lot nicer. So this is helping with slowing down her canter as well as building up those muscles, because 10-meter circles are very hard for horses, and you can see her struggle and work really hard to do them. Throughout the ride you will see her start to slow down, and those 10-meter circles just get stronger and stronger. So even now she's starting to slow. This is a bit further on from the last clips, and she's really steady now, and her legs are going under her really nicely. As you can see, she's getting much nicer, much stronger. She doesn't look as unbalanced. She's still having to work really hard because they are difficult for a weak baby horse. Now we are on her other leg, which is actually her strong side in the canter, but not transition-wise. This is the first 10-meter circle on this side. She throws her head a little bit, but is still fairly balanced for her. Then we go into a 20-meter circle. This exercise is really good. I do 20-meter circle, 10-meter circle, 20-meter circle, 10-meter circle. I didn't ride her enough there. She fell out of the canter. And yeah, I like this exercise a lot. So now we do another 10-meter circle, which she does really nicely. She's a lot more steady and balanced on this side, as you can see. It's just getting that contact nice and soft as she starts to throw her head around a bit and throw herself around the circle. Yeah, so again, canter's slowing down nicely. It's not as rushed as you saw before, and the circles are again getting less rushy and a lot neater. That one was really, really nice actually. Really good. So it's just really focusing on getting her to sit back on herself. And now I've gone back to the trot, and I'm focusing on getting that power in the trot, but without changing paces. So I want still that slow, steady pace, but a bit more power. And here I'm doing a lengthened trot, so that's a bit different because I'm wanting a bit more speed, but I'm still not wanting her to charge across the arena. I want it to be at a fairly good pace. So back to focusing on the canter transitions. Now, oops, sorry, my phone went off. The transitions on the left side is definitely her stronger side, as you'll be able to tell. She typically doesn't really throw her head around very much on this side. She can at times, but she typically has, so then she threw her head a little bit there, so I just bring her back and I ask again at the other side of the circle. But they are not as extreme as the other side. Her canter is something we've always struggled with, just because she's so weak in it. When I first got her, she would constantly disunite when I asked for canter, and it was just really, really difficult. But we got over that, and now the thing to focus on is her frame through transitions. So, as I said, this is her good side. Give her a little pat. Oh my god, I need to mute that. Shush. Sorry, you probably are looking at your phone thinking it's your phone going off. Go away. I just threw it. Yes, but we go back to the 10-meter canter circles, and look how much stronger that side is now. So much nicer. Apparently I can't mute my iPad, so you can still hear my iPad going off. I'm really sorry. But yes, this was her side that she really struggled with at the start of the ride, and it's so much nicer now. So much more steady and controlled. So I went back down to trot, and now I switched directions to focus on transitions on the right rein. Now, these are really something. This ride in particular, they were really messy. I'm not sure why, just one of those rides. They weren't as neat as they normally are. And that's what she likes to do. She throws her head up, and sometimes it's more extreme than other rides. So you'll see a pretty bad one come up here. It looks horrible and messy, and I decided that the 20-meter circle was just not giving me any advantages to getting her head set nice. As you can see, it just keeps happening. So I then took her on a 10-meter circle, and I got a much neater one. It's still not, and as you could see, she started to put her head up before, and I brought her back. I didn't even let her canter, and then I just asked for it again. It was still far from perfect, but it was much nicer than what she had been giving me. So I was like, yep, cool, perfect. Thank you, Bambi. You're such a good girl. Don't want it. Come on, have the carrot. She's not a really big fan of carrots. No? Okay. Go, Bambi. Alright. There you go! Little moose.
Look at the one resting his head on the other one's palm.
Okay. You see?
Yeah.
It is much later now. As you can see, I am in my pajamas. But I thought I'd quickly end the vlog here. I already did a voiceover, obviously going through what we did. But yeah, I was really happy with how she went. We made heaps of progress. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I'll see you next week for some more videos. See ya!